Right guys, welcome back. We're going to start a new topic today. We're going to start looking at Pythagoras, okay? This is a key topic for your GCSE because this will come up in your GCSE, either in the maths paper, the numeracy paper, or it could come up in both. It's definitely feasible, okay? The key formula you need to remember, okay? Now there's different ways of writing this, okay? I'm going to keep it exactly the same for me. If you do see it somewhere different, it's not necessarily wrong, it's just a different way of writing it, okay? A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Okay, you may have heard this before, you may not have. If you haven't, that's fine. Okay, now, A and B, for me, are the two shorter sides. It doesn't matter which way round you have them, okay? So long as, for me, C is the longer side, it doesn't matter, okay? So I'm going to call the 3 centimetre side A, okay? I'm going to call the 4 centimetre side B, and obviously, as I said to you, the longest side, the hypotenuse, the longest side is C. And then we're going to do a bit of substitution, okay? Wherever we see an A, we're going to put a 3. So we've got 3 squared, okay? Wherever we see a B, we're going to put 4, so plus 4 squared. Now, you can either leave it as C squared or you can put X squared. I'm going to put X squared. I've substituted everything else. I may as well substitute that as well. Squared. And then we need to work out what each individual part is. So 3 squared is 9 plus 4 squared is 16, and we know that equals X squared. Okay, so what I've done, simplify this effectively, 3 squared, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 squared, 4 times 4 is 16. I'm going to add these together then, so I get 9 plus 16 is 25, which equals X squared. Now, we don't want to know what X squared is, we want to know what X is. And the only way to get what X is if we square root. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a square root of 25, and that equals X. Okay, so the square root of 25 is 5, so X is 5 centimetres. I've written the formula, I've substituted my numbers, simplified them, work out what X is, work out what the longest side is. When you're finding the longest side, you always square root the answer. Okay, always square root the answer. Right, let's have a look at the second example then. Okay, so I've got 12, 5 and X. First step, always write out the formula. Prove to the examiner that you actually know what you're talking about. Okay? Now, as I said to you, for the two shorter sides, it doesn't matter which way around you have. So this time, okay, I'm going to have 5 centimetres as my A. That's A, that's B, and that's C. I will always label your diagram so that you can always look back, okay? When you're in an exam situation, you'll always get stressed. It's far easier to label it, and it takes, what, 5 seconds just to make sure. So A is 5, so 5 squared, plus B is 12, 12 squared, equals C is X. Why is C X? Because X is the longest side. In my examples, the longest side is always C, okay? So that's X squared there. Then we need to work it out. So we need to do 5 squared, 5 times 5, 25. 12 squared, 12 times 12 is 144, and that, to add it together, equals X squared. 25 plus 144 is 169, so 169 is X squared. We then need to square root 169 to give us our X value. So X is 13 centimetres. Now both of my examples use centimetres, but it could be metres, it could be centimetres, it could be millimetres. It could give you one as a metre, one as in centimetres, and you have to convert one or the other. Okay, so the key bits you need to remember. Okay, 1, write the formula. Right, it takes 10 seconds to write that formula. Okay, but it's a good starting place. Okay, 2, substitute. Okay, whatever your A and B values are, whichever way round you decide, okay, make sure you substitute them in correctly. 3, simplify. Okay, so when I'm saying simplify, what I mean is, first of all, do your squares. Second thing, add them together. Okay, and step 4, now this is when you're working out the longer side, okay, the hypotenuse, you need to square root. Okay, what I mean by that is, I will show you this next lesson, is sometimes you can be asked to find one of the two shorter sides, okay? So, step 1, write the formula. Step 2, substitute. Step 3, simplify. Step 4, square root. Okay, if you've got any questions, guys, let me know. Otherwise, have a good day.